As the Russia-Ukraine war continues, we will witness the operations in the region together. Russian forces attempting to rescue their teammates. Watch the video until the end, as we will examine all of these in this video. In our previous videos, we discussed the strategic importance of the Kherson region. Now, Russian groups attempting to land on the Kruglik Islands are detected. The area is densely forested, and drone footage shows distant explosions. Shortly after, a storage facility appears in the footage. The drone, spotting Russian soldiers stationed near the warehouse, drops a bomb. The soldiers are left motionless, while the surviving Russian infantry attempt to flee. Another attack is launched to eliminate the wounded. The remaining Russian troops try to hide in the surrounding reeds, but the drone locates and neutralizes them. Later, we see Russian forces arriving in the area via boats. A bomb is dropped from a drone but initially fails to stop them. However, as the boat slows down for a moment, an opportunity arises, and a perfectly aimed strike hits its target. One soldier is injured, and the rest attempt to flee. Ukrainian forces continue their assault, but the Russian boat manages to reach the shore, where they try to evacuate their comrades. Another precision drone strike follows, preventing the escape. Unfortunately, we cannot see the aftermath, but this was an extremely tense moment for the Russian troops. West of the village of Nikolsky in the Kursk region, Russian soldiers are spotted in a wooded area. It is evident that they arrived in the area using an off-road vehicle. Ukrainian forces first neutralize the vehicle by blowing it up. Then they detect the soldiers positioned near the wooded area. A drone drops an explosive, hitting the Russian infantry. Some are instantly killed, while the injured are repeatedly targeted, ensuring they cannot escape. This operation is carried out successfully in coordination with the 1st Assault Battalion of the 92nd Assault Brigade and the 47th Mechanized Brigade, successfully repelling the Russian attack. Near the town of Oleshki in the Kherson region, a group of Russian soldiers is detected in a forested area by a Ukrainian FPV drone. The drone drops a bomb on a group of 3 Russian infantrymen, instantly eliminating one. The remaining 2 soldiers attempt to escape. After running through the forest for some time, they take cover behind a destroyed armored vehicle. One remains by the vehicle while the other runs again. At one point, he slows down and looks directly at the drone watching him, only to be hit and neutralized instantly. Now we will witness the fight against Russian forces near the village of Nikolsky in the Kursk region. As Russian troops approach the area, they are targeted one by one by the Ukrainian-made Stugna-P system. The Stugna-P is a Ukrainian-made portable anti-tank missile system developed by the Luch Design Bureau. It is designed to effectively engage both stationary and moving armored targets. Playing a critical role in the Russia-Ukraine war, the Stugna-P is widely used by Ukrainian forces to destroy Russian tanks and armored vehicles. This system features a laser-guided missile that can be controlled remotely by the operator. One of its most significant advantages is that the operator can fire the missile from a safe distance and guide it towards the target, reducing the risk of enemy retaliation. The maximum range of the Stugna-P is approximately 5,000 meters, and its armor penetration capability ranges between 800 to 1,100 millimeters. It has also proven highly effective against reactive armor. In terms of battlefield performance, the Stugna-P is often compared to the American-made Javelin anti-tank missile. However, while the Javelin uses a fire-and-forget system that locks onto its target, the Stugna-P remains under the operator's control throughout its flight, allowing for adjustments based on the target's movement. This makes it a more cost-effective alternative, while also providing operators the flexibility to manually guide the missile. Additionally, being domestically produced, Ukraine can deploy it extensively without facing supply shortages during wartime. Particularly effective in urban warfare and open battlefields, the Stugna P has become one of Ukraine's most crucial modern warfare assets. Numerous battlefield videos showcase Ukrainian soldiers destroying Russian tanks using the system. As a result, the Stugna P has become not only a powerful weapon but also a symbol of Ukraine's resistance. In the upcoming footage, we will witness the 3rd Special Forces Regiment's FPV drones engaging Russian forces in Kotlin in the Donetsk region. Russian soldiers positioned in abandoned houses are detected using FPV drones. The drone then launches an attack hitting one of the houses. After the explosion, the Russian soldiers change position and enter another building. The drone proceeds to attack this new building as well. After several explosions, according to sources, the Russian infantry is neutralized. Surviving such blasts must be incredibly difficult. Russian infantrymen, who are using various vehicles for transportation, are spotted driving an ATV near the village of Kurduimivka in the Donetsk region. The Phoenix Brigade of the State Border Guard Service attacks these Russian troops using a drone. They survive the first blast, but the soldier driving the ATV looks up to spot the FPV drone, only to face the real blow from below, hitting an anti-tank mine. The explosion completely neutralizes them. In the Lukyantsy area of Kharkiv, Russian forces are located. After a location is identified using an FPV drone, Ukrainian forces initiate an attack, causing an explosion. The Russian soldiers then rush towards a building to take cover inside. The drone follows, dropping a bomb through an opening in the building's roof and continuing the attack, effectively neutralizing the Russian soldiers inside. The Russian troops scattered around the area one by one fall victim to the FPV drone. The harsh conditions in the region are evident, although we can never truly understand them without experiencing it ourselves. However, some of the outcomes are visible. Some soldiers in the area have committed suicide, which is a tragic result of the intense pressure of the war. In the footage, a Russian infantryman advances through the northern part of the Kolodzizy village in the Donetsk region. He then enters a forested area and is struck by a bomb dropped by an FPV drone. Though physically not heavily affected, the soldier struggles with his weapon. Initially, we might assume he will try to shoot at the FPV drone to escape, but the footage unfolds differently. The soldier uses his weapon to take his own life. Documents seized from the Ukrainian front lines show that Russian soldiers were ordered not to surrender, and some, under this pressure, have ended their lives. One of the most notable events was the suicide of Russian military blogger and former soldier Andrei Morozov. During the Avdiivka operation, he revealed that Russia had lost 16,000 soldiers, and shortly after this statement, he took his own life. His death reinforced claims that the Russian military was trying to hide its heavy casualties. In the Kotlin region of Donetsk, a Russian infantryman and a Ukrainian soldier find themselves facing each other. Both soldiers observe each other, but the Ukrainian soldier holds the advantage due to his position. The Ukrainian soldier slowly emerges from behind a house and exposes himself. Seeing this, the Russian soldier runs directly towards him but is unable to avoid being shot. The fence of the house between them is not durable, and bullets penetrate it. After the Ukrainian soldier's attack, the Russian soldier is injured and falls to the ground. He pulls out a grenade, but the Ukrainian soldier approaches him safely and delivers a final decisive shot. As the Russian soldier is hit, the grenade flies from his hand and explodes, but he is shot and killed by the Ukrainian soldier before he can activate it. After the grenade explodes, the Ukrainian soldier leaves the area. A BTR-82 vehicle is detected near the village of Lysivka in the Donetsk region. It enters the area by firing shots and then stops to unload Russian infantry. A total of 11 soldiers disembark from the vehicle. However, they are unaware of the FPV drone in the area. After all have disembarked, the FPV drone drops a bomb, hitting the BTR-82. The BTR-82 immediately retreats from the area. The Russian soldiers quickly take cover in nearby ditches to protect themselves. However, this makes them easier targets. the FPV drone starts picking them off one by one. Thus, the 5th Assault Brigade eliminates the Russian assault group, ensuring security in the area. Russia continues to implement various strategies in the region. A L219M Zoopark-1 radar positioned by Russian forces is detected by Ukrainian forces. An attack is launched with FPV drones and the first strike is made. After several more attacks, the L219M Zoopark-1 radar is completely destroyed. The L219M Zoopark-1 is a mobile counter-battery radar system developed by Russia to detect enemy artillery positions. The system relies on active electronically scanned array AESA radar technology and is mounted on a tracked MTL-BU chassis. The Zoopark-1 can detect mortar shells up to 20 kilometers, artillery shells up to 30 kilometers, and surface-to-air missiles up to 50 kilometers. It also has the capacity to detect moving ground targets up to 40 kilometers away. With its 3-coordinate monopulse radar and phased array antenna system, the radar can scan a 90-degree azimuth and a 40-degree elevation angle. Thanks to its MTL-BU chassis, it has high mobility in rough terrain and can reach speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour with a range of 500 kilometers. The Zoopark-1 has a self-sufficient power source and can be quickly deployed on the battlefield. It provides precise targeting information to friendly forces by detecting enemy firing positions and is also used to assess the effectiveness of friendly artillery fire. Russia has used this radar system to detect the locations of Ukrainian artillery batteries and respond quickly. The Zoopark-1 provides precise targeting information for enemy firing positions and helps manage counter-battery fire. The use of long-range high-precision weapons like the US-made HIMARS rocket systems and Mk-777 howitzers by Ukraine has increased the need for such radar systems. The Zoopark-1 has helped Russian forces take more effective countermeasures against these threats by detecting the positions of HIMARS and howitzers. Furthermore, it has been used to assess the effectiveness of Russian firepower and improve targeting accuracy. Ukraine has conducted operations using unmanned aerial vehicles, artillery attacks, and electronic warfare methods to target these radar systems, successfully destroying some Zoopark-1 units during the conflict. This has limited Russia's counter-battery capabilities and intelligence advantage on the battlefield. In another of Russia's strategies in the region against Ukraine, the Russian Strela-10 air defense system is spotted by soldiers from the 65th Mechanized Brigade near the Zaporizhzhia front. One of Ukraine's most effective countermeasures against such vehicles is FPV drones. After detecting the location, several attacks are carried out with FPV drones, ultimately destroying the system. The Strela-10 is a Soviet-designed short-range air defense missile system used by the Russian Army. It is designed to defend against low-flying aircraft, helicopters, and unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. The system is mounted on a tracked MTL-B chassis, which provides high mobility and allows it to quickly reposition on the battlefield to create a flexible defense against air threats. The Strela-10 uses infrared guided missiles to effectively target threats up to 5 kilometers away and has a quick response time to counter sudden air threats. Equipped with visual and thermal targeting systems, it performs passive target detection, making it less susceptible to electronic warfare interference compared to radar-guided systems. The Strela-10 plays an important role in defending convoys, military bases, and strategic locations on the modern battlefield. Russia has used the Strela-10 system to create a defense line against Ukraine's air attacks, particularly to protect its convoys, military bases, and frontline units. Its tracked design allows it to move in difficult terrain and rapidly change positions during an attack to provide flexible defense against aerial threats. However, due to its reliance on relatively older technology and limited protection against modern guided munitions, many Strela-10 systems have been targeted and destroyed by UAV attacks and anti-tank missiles from Ukrainian forces. Despite this, it has remained an important system in supporting Russia's low-altitude air defense throughout the war. In the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, one of the significant border regions, Luhansk, witnesses the GoPro footage from a soldier of the 2nd Mechanized Battalion of the 3rd Assault Brigade as they approach Russian positions. The Ukrainian soldiers' mission is to remove Russian troops from their positions and clear the area. First, a grenade is thrown into the position. Throwing bombs into enclosed positions is always effective. After the explosion, the Ukrainian soldier returns to their group, grabs another grenade, and throws it into the position. At this point, they are unsure whether those inside are still alive or how much damage they have sustained. After a short wait, a counterattack from the Russian forces comes. The battle continues for a while. The Ukrainian troops then approach the position. After receiving fire from the Russian soldiers, they throw another grenade. They then open fire near the position. They search for the body of a Russian soldier who has been killed and try to gather information. As a result of the operation, the invaders are neutralized and the positions are cleared.